Ugh. Am I on? Can you see me? All right. So, the two people that I wanted to talk about this to are both on. I was looking at my Pocket FM, and they are looking for writers. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too hard to get on there. Get it up to 10,000 words. You can publish. 160 to publish. And believe it's 10,000 is what I said. Was that what I said, Allison? I'm thinking you should do it too, Effie. And I think you could do it pretty easily. Allison and I have talked about it a couple of times. So, and that's why I hope your husband's watching, because if he is, he should encourage you to do it. Confidence is only part of it. Talent is very much the most important part. And from what I've seen so far, you have the talent. You definitely have the right attitude, too. Compliments have no meaning if there isn't truth behind them. Yes, unfortunately, the only one of us that doesn't have an editor is Allison. There are four people on, and who's is anybody else going to say anything? I'm not planning on building anything today. I'm also not planning on working anything. So if you're going to be bored by a guy sitting here writing and talking, maybe you shouldn't hang around. Yes, including yourself. But remember the conversations we've had about artists. The thing is, artists can't help themselves. Well, he can continue to stuff his face. That's fine. He doesn't need to type, doesn't need to talk. He just needs to know that to encourage you to actually try. Because what's the worst that can happen? They reject you. Oh, well. Who cares about rejection? I've spent my entire life being rejected by people and things and corporations. But I'm a published author. I'm an artist. There is no reason to stop to not do something when you know you have the capabilities to do it. Whether you believe it or not, you have the capabilities to do it, Effie. Who cares about rejection? Okay, see here. See that thing up there on that wall? That is a grand prize ribbon from a county fair that I put in a little wagon with horses and more or less a bloody mess being drug off that I made myself. The next year I got first in show. It's the biggest reward I've ever won for what I've done. Of course, uh, if you go onto Facebook and look up uh, Pixie Angel cosplay, you'll find a girl dressed as Harley Quinn holding a big hammer. I made that hammer and I took all those pictures. Because technically, Pixie Angel is mine. Of course, I don't have any art models anymore, and that original model fell through after that pictorial. But yeah, you know, you watched me make this. You saw the motorcycle. That was built out of garbage. Little pieces of sprue from miniatures that I ended up with because I was building stuff and other garbage. Yes, I've learned lots of things that I can do, like the headlights and all of that other stuff. That pretty much that's not special. It's knowing where to put the lights that makes it special. Right now, one of the things I was thinking about doing was making a light up magical thing for the magic characters in this other story. Art isn't always what we think it is. Everybody hears the word artist, they think of painter. No, that's a very specific type of artist. Writers are artists. And There's nothing that's going to keep us from doing it. Me, I build stuff out of trash and I redo action figures. I paint miniatures. All of that put together, that's all art. Allison does needlepoint. One of the most, ugh, what's the best way to say this? Tedious forms of art. We all do multiple artistic things. Cross stitching, yeah, needlepoint, cross stitching, embroidery, they're all pretty close to the same thing. It's all tedious as hell. Now, yeah, my art is based in physical objects and physics, sometimes electricity. And no, I've not electrocuted myself yet. I might. That might be fun. And the thing is, if you can make money, if there is a way to make money off of doing it, do it. Enjoy your life. Find a way to enjoy your life doing it. That's all I really wanted to say. I mean, yeah, I'm doing it. I've already started on it. And the thing is that particular website, I've looked through it quite a few times looking for different things that I might want to listen to. There's science fiction, fantasy, even though fantasy and science fiction and horror are all getting shoved in the same category yet again, and this time it's all fantasy. But there's fantasy, science fiction, romance. Hell, there's some borderline porn on there. What do you do for a living, Eric? And yes, it will be. Actually, I have been electrocuted. I grew up on a farm and I've touched an electric fence quite a few times. Whatever you do, never pee on an electric fence. Shocking and painful experience. But, oh, you work in a grocery store. Hey, good job, honestly. Allison used to work in a grocery store too. Because you don't notice that the wire is right next to the tree that you're peeing on, hiding behind while you're taking a piss. course, our electric fence was nowhere near as bad as my grandpa's electric fence. Oh man, that thing, it knocked me out. I was crawling under the fence and there was a wire hanging down. It caught me right on the back, and oh man, I was out. No, but I do know plenty of women who've touched electric fences. They usually avoid them after that. For the longest time, I would check the damn fence to see if it was on at least 5 times, even after I was the one that unplugged it. Only thing worse than the electric fence around here is the chickens. You can't help when they come flying at your face and try to rip your eyes out because you haven't fed them yet. Ah, so you do know. Horse or cow? Or normal farm? Growing farm. See here, you guys are from South Dakota, so I would guess that it's more than likely cow farm. Ah, yes, dairy. Commonly has electric fence. Yeah, we got those all over the place out here. Also got feedlots. Idaho boy, born and raised. And nothing to scoff at. I'd probably laugh at your accent, and that's about it. Yeah. I mean, the funniest named football team with the way the modern world is definitely the Packers, but Green Bay Packers got their name because they were packing cheese, not other things. I'm not going to fault any farm boy because they know what life really is like. And they worked their asses off growing up. I actually know Nikki Six because I know his grandpa, because I used to work for a big scale farmer who is in the area that I live in, and he knew Nikki Six's grandpa. Also went to school with his cousins, the Six girls. No, we're not going to do that. I'm not exactly proud of that. Yeah, I've known Nikki. He's a nice guy when he's not high. When he's high, he's aggressive and a pain in the ass. My cousin is Jonathan Davis, the lead singer of Korn. And I hate his singing, and I'm not proud of the fact that I'm his cousin. I am proud of the fact that I actually was involved with getting him to quit uh, using for a while. He's drinking too much. Davis Curse. But I have lots of cousins, so I think we're like third or fourth cousins. I don't know. Yeah, I never even heard of that band before I met you, Allison. Yeah, but a lot of the locals from Cleveland went on to have huge careers. Another form of art, music. Hell, I'm willing to say I know quite a few quantum physicists who I would say are out and out artists because the shit that they come up with is just amazing. And chemistry guys, oh man, you got to be pretty smart to come up with some of that other stuff, but you also have to be kind of artistic or autistic. But anyways, Effie, download Pocket FM, check it out, see if you're interested in doing it. I've already talked Allison into it. I've already downloaded it onto my piece of junk laptop, stupid Chromebook, as well as on my phone. And even if you don't decide to actually follow through, there's a lot of really good stories on there to listen to. That reminds me, I was going to check another one too. I need to do that right now while I have time. Webtoons. Allison, I would suggest that you stay out of the Sadian world with anything we put on there for right now, because they might decide to look up the other stuff and decide that we're trying to rip off somebody else's IP, even though it's our IP. So, yeah, definitely create a new IP for it. Doesn't mean we can't turn it around and add it to it later. So, oh, 5 people. Okay. Well, there's manga to read. Also hanging over there is my permanent badge for the Idaho fan convention, Gem State Comic Con. And I used to be a game master for Fandemonium, which was Idaho's premiere before they got screwed over by the city of Nampa. So yeah, I've been to a convention. Why haven't you ever been to a convention? Well, if you get the chance and you have the money, it's worth doing. But I would suggest having at least $500 on you. Well, at least $200 on you when you go, in case you find something you want to buy. I do every year. This last year, I spent a full $300 at the con, and another 100 just outside. But I don't have to pay to get into the con anymore, so that was a birthday present from my best friend. Yes, this year you don't have an excuse because I've reminded you several times, and you need to tell your dad we're going. If I had the money, I might even come out and rent a hotel room too. You need to tell them what I did, by the way. I'm not going to explain it. Especially since I can't remember her name at this time. She's not somebody I'm particularly a big fan of. I just knew that you were. Yeah, and I got it done for free, thankfully. One, she's from New Zealand, and two, uh, you don't be mean to your fans if you want your fans to stay your fans. How about the sixth Doctor Who? I shook his hand. Got a couple of signed pictures up there on the wall above that calendar. Gem State Comic Con here in Idaho. I don't go to the really big ones. I thought about going to San Diego Comic Con, but I've decided that unless I'm invited, I'm not going because I am not paying for that. $200 for just a ticket to get in? No way. Actually, it's not that bad, but there is always at least one fat guy dressed as Slave Leia running around. The year we had Tree City Comic Con, one and only year that that one was actually in existence. Gen State Comic Con is the one that I go to every year, but Tree City Comic Con, uh, one and only year we had that, there was a whole group of Disney princesses dressed in the Slave Leia outfit. But everywhere you look, there is underage girls dressed in really skimpy outfits. Well, I got nothing more to talk about. I hope I've persuaded you two to actually follow through and get up on that program and something. Yeah. Still not as cool as the 8 foot tall Wookie or the ATST Walker that was at Tree City. Didn't have anything quite that good this last couple of years. All right, good. Okay, well, I'm going to get off here and I will be back to it on Saturday. Allison, I'll call you in a bit. And I'll have a good night.